G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 306 are open. Today on the show we've got part 2 of Josh's Japan trip. Looking forward to hearing about Universal Studios and all those other things Josh got up to. Because he shared so much last week. We just we didn't have the... It was getting late in the night, so we're getting Josh nice and fresh again to continue his story. But of course, we've got what we've been playing and got a little bit over a week until the Switch 2 reveal as well, which is very exciting. I dare say we're all sort of rubbing our palms together, just seeing what Nintendo's been cooking up. But to talk all about that, of course, is Josh or JT. Josh, how you going, mate?
Drew, hello listeners, viewers. I talked a lot last week, didn't I, about all my things in Japan, but there was so much to say, and definitely wouldn't do it justice if we did it in one night, so we split it up. USJ today. What else do I need to talk about? Nintendo stores, Pokemon centers. Did I talk about them last week?
Yes, you did. You did the Pokemon centers and Nintendo stores.
Yes. Yep.
Might just be Universal, but that's probably like the part that I'm like very curious about because. I'm sort of thinking in my head how exciting it will be when I've got older kids and I can like go to the theme parks in the Gold Coast and of course whenever an overseas trip comes up, going to the Nintendo because I'll be like far more excited than them. It's gonna be crazy. I'll be like Lucas, we got the Mario Kart roller coaster. Let's go on it. You're like, all right, Dad, calm down. It's just a roller coaster.
Dad, it's just a ride. What do you want about?
I'm 40 years old, champ. Just give me this.
That was me at Universal Studios. Little giddy kid being there, and then with Michaela and just the whole process of it. So, one of my favorite days when we're in Japan.
I mean, you had an amazing time, but before we get into this, I just want to know how you've been going. Like, surely there's some post-honeymoon depression, going back to work, all of that. How's this week been going for you? I hope it hasn't been that extreme, but... So back into work, and work's been very nice, and I've been able to sort of ease into it, which helps a lot. But it's a little bit of, what now? Like, we've had all this build up to the honeymoon and the wedding, obviously, and that was all great and wonderful. Now it's like, we're on the other side of that now, and it's, Michaela's got a lot more free time than she used to. True. I'm kind of like, what's the next big thing to look forward to? So we've got her 30th in May, so I'm going to help with that. And then maybe we're going to go overseas over Christmas to New Zealand. But beyond that, we're just sort of like, what else is going on? So I think we're a little bit, trying to get to grips with that. So maybe not quite fully back into the, the motions of it all, back to the grind kind of thing. So, but we'll get there. I think, reminiscing on all these stories, helps a little. Well, I don't know if it does help, actually. I don't know. Maybe we should just forget about it, just to get all dreary and back to the 9-to-5 grind. I don't know. By the end of the episode, you'll be like, man, that was fun. Oh, no, what have I done? It's all over. That chapter of my life is closed. I'll never have another honeymoon. Oh, no, you'll get existential just thinking about it all.
It has been a little bit like that. So that's all right. It's... so glad we did it and had such a great time. So there'll be other great things to look forward to, and we'll do in the future for sure.
Like no big trips, but we do have like a big moment with the Switch 2 reveal next week. A little bit over a week from the time of recording, and man, I was thinking about it. I was taking a shower today, Josh, and I had to look up the time. Like, what time is it here again? So for us, 11:30 Wednesday night next week. We're going to be sitting here watching it, and I really hope it blows me away. Like, obviously, that's the expectation or the hope, but just getting really excited. Like, at very least, we'll just get to see Mario Kart, and hopefully some cool things in there. I don't know. I think the very worst it can be is just like, oh, it's another Mario Kart. No, something different. I guess there's a couple more mechanics. That's kind of like the bare minimum it can be, and even that's like not the worst. Obviously, it wouldn't be that exciting, but it's sort of be cool. It'll be a game to look forward to at the
Yeah.
very least. But
Oh,
yeah,
I can't wait. It's honestly, yeah, like crept up because obviously we've had a few things on, so the days
Mm.
have flown by. But like, yeah, now it's like actually next week, which is great. I actually watched a bit of the January one that they did in 2017 for the OG Switch, so that was
Oh,
cool to like. I kind of like, oh, what to expect, the vibes, and that was an in-person and obviously online event. This sounds like it's just online only, and they'll just release a video from the sounds of it. There's no in-person thing from what I've heard. But yeah, just the vibe and the things they're going to look forward to, like, announce, and like they had special presentations and features on some of the games. So um, it'll be somewhat similar, but still different, I'm sure. Like, yeah, I can't wait to see the stuff. Like, obviously, the new Mario Kart's going to be really great to see and how that's different. But the things that we don't know about and have been either heavily speculated or like we had no idea about, I'm so keen to hear about that. And we're so close now. It's great.
yeah. I mean, sort of over the last week, Xenoblade Chronicles X came out, and there's been people sort of digging into the code of that game, and they've discovered that there's a 60 frames per second mode,
Yes.
which can't function on the Switch as it is today. And I
Mm.
think that's a good sign. That's something that I'm very much like, oh, that'd be great. Because my expectation, honestly, for Nintendo, and a lot of people have their fingers crossed for this, and me included, is that backwards compatibility is purely just going to run it how it is. That's kind of my expectation.
Mm.
But, to get better performance is going to be a reason in itself for, I guess, people like us to pick it up. Especially in a game like that, like Xenoblade Chronicles, very impressive. We'll talk about it later, but to double the frame rate will be nice because it is something that I notice just while playing.
Oh yeah, yeah. And if they're going to build it that way, then so be it for us to get the upgrades, and they might do some select ones to update some way. It's a minor thing, but yeah, to people like you and me who will notice it a bit more, kind of like, oh, it's cool. That's a cool way, to play the game. Either you play it for the second time, or people might actually just pick up Xenoblade Chronicles X on their Switch 2s now, and
Yeah,
play it for that on the first time.
yeah, that's the only game out at launch. It was it's just the most recent game they got. So that's what we got. Oh, well,
That's all you got.
cool. All right, take us back. Take us
Make
back
it
to
work.
the 3DS days. We are like, this is a really cool device. I guess I'm playing Rayman 2. That was literally me playing Rayman 2 at launch.
Nothing else
Oh,
to
cool.
play, but I'll play something.
Yeah.
Whatever's there.
It came free with my 3DS. There was like a Dick Smith deal that was like $50 off as a
Yeah.
free game. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. That was my
Thumbs
first
up.
Rayman game. Or was it? Maybe. No, no, Origins was before then. Yeah, I don't know. I should go back and play it. I just remember my main memory of that game is just the 3D, like making my eyes spasm. Like literally, like the muscle in my eye was just going do, 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 in the side.
Ugh.
I'm like, oh, this is great. Looks cool. It's giving me epilepsy or something. I'm
I was
not
going to
quite
say,
sure.
that sounds epileptic. Yeah.
No, it was a
actually
real,
quite concerning, Drew.
it was a real surreal experience. Like it was
Did you
just
get
like the
checked
muscles in my eye, like being fatigued and like just yeah, going nuts. But you get used to it. You get by the time 3D Land came out, I was just cranking that 3D slider up to the very top, just enjoying myself. So look at that depth. Isn't that nice? I can see exactly where the platform
Oh.
is.
Yeah,
What a
I only did
concept.
it for like 10, 15 minutes at a time, if that, and then I'd turn it off.
Yeah, you complete like a street pass puzzle, and like you turn up the 3D.
Yes.
Oh, that looks nice. And you turn it back
Yeah.
down, and you go on with your day. Yeah. Anyway,
That was about it.
yeah. No, good old
Yeah.
3DS. It'll be back one day. They'll make another one.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But until Nintendo do that, let's do some housekeeping, Josh. Josh, you've done a brand new episode of Nintendvania, the first one since you've been back home. You sat down with Michaela. You talked all about your Japan trip. Tell us all about that one.
Yeah. After an extended break, it was good to be back because I think last episode was in early Feb. So that one is out now on your podcast listening apps like Spotify, etc. And YouTube will be out tomorrow morning, or probably already out now by the time you listen to this. But yeah, sat down with Michaela, my wife, who we obviously went on the trip together. So got her first-hand
You took her too. Oh,
experience
there you go.
of Japan trip. We've split it into 2 episodes as well. So similar to what was last week's episode, and probably a little bit like tonight, but with her perspective, and I think we'll go into detail and then a few extra things. So and like tips if you haven't visited before, or visiting some certain areas for the first time. Give it a listen or a watch if you can, and it was really great. We got to sit upstairs, display some of our merch pickups we've actually grabbed while we were there, and it was a good time.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It all sounds like, yeah, definitely go and check out the YouTube video then. You get to sit down and actually see Josh's little setup he's got. I've sat there before. He's got a cool little setup with some chairs and the microphones all set up. But I got to ask it for the audience, of course, Josh. It's not for me. It's for the watchers, and there's a very distinct portion of our audience who would love to know.
Yes.
Did you have your feet out?
Socks on.
Socks on. You heard it here, folks.
I
socks
nearly forgot the last second to put socks on, so I nearly had feet.
Really a lot of shit.
And like, whoops, I need to put some socks on. So,
and did you
sorry,
pass that advice on to Michaela?
They're still hoping for socks. So sorry for feet from us.
Did you pass the advice on to Michaela to actually put shoes or something on too?
Yep, don't worry. There's no bare feet.
That's hilarious. No.
We're not that type of channel.
Sorry to disappoint everyone, but that is the case. That was the case. And yeah, I guess for me as well, just check out my YouTube channel. Appreciate the couple of subscribers over there. Got 517. Got a little bit of a boost. I did just like a YouTube short showing off like my reshelled controller, and whenever I do simple shit like that, it always just does better for something I put like effort into. I don't know. I guess that's the name of the game, but it's actually just like a YouTube short. I just shot my phone out and I just showed off like a bit of like my controller, and yeah,
people
got a few subscribers from it. They're like, oh,
yep.
I'll need this in my subscription feed. But yeah,
I need to do more shorts. I always forget to do shorts.
Yeah, I do too. I've been doing a sort of more recently, like I've done this for a while. Like I've got no social media on my phone, but I'm sort of starting to treat YouTube as like more of a social media platform for me. So if I want to do a post, I'll post it on YouTube as a community post. If I wanted if I want to sort of get my opinion out there, like short, instead of going to Twitter and like writing something up and doing a photo, I just sort of do it as a YouTube short. And I've been sort of enjoying that more instead of like, just putting it out to the ether on X or whatever. I'm sort of treating my YouTube channel more like a social network, whereas like utilizing some of those features. So I've been finding that kind of interesting. So I'll continue to do that and see how it sort of plays out. But yeah, because I like using YouTube. I feel good using it. I've got like the algorithm works for me. It's showing me things I like. And I keep up with like a lot of people just through their podcasts or whatever have you. And yeah, it doesn't. I'm not constantly being bombarded with what Donald Trump's been doing and just all this other crap. I'm like,
yeah, well,
yeah, it's quite nice.
It's totally different now these days, isn't it?
Yeah, no. I've got it on my iPad. I go to it every now and again just to see what's happening, what's hip. And I don't know. I never feel better when after I log off of it. Anyway, but
yeah. I get you. It's and just the state of the world these days and all the things that are happening. It is. Won't get into it here, but yeah, sometimes I feel a bit like what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you just got to nod your head and go, "Oh, right, nice." Yeah, yep.
I'll try that. I'll give that a go.
No, I don't know. I don't know if that's the best solution to it all. Just go along with it. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been doing with just YouTube. Anyway, it's been good, but
yeah. Nice.
I guess let's talk about what we've been playing and what our week in gaming's been looking like, Josh. You been doing much, or you just been sort of enjoying being home and catching up on some jobs, or been playing anything at all?
I haven't had a great chance to play too much. I have played like an hour and a half of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition at least. So got to play an hour of that Thursday when that came out, which was great. I've never played this game at all. I've had it on Wii U, downloaded the extra data patches, whatever.
So you actually bought it on Wii U? That was a question I was going to have for you later.
Yeah, I bought it like I don't know, like a couple of years into the Switch, and it was like $24 on EB Games, and just picked it up. I'll pick it up one day. So I'll play it one day, and I know all the other Switch games got ported. Wii U games got ported to Switch, and they're kind of like, oh, it's probably going to happen. And I waited enough for it to actually occur. So, yeah, taking the plunge now. And I've just, I've gone through my Xenoblade sort of craze on the Switch, playing Definitive Edition #1, then playing 2 and 3, and now up to X. So yeah, it's very much like the others, but it's definitely that slightly different tone in terms of story and sort of the big sort of world that they're in. So yeah, 90 minutes in, very early on, but liking it so far. I want to get my Skell, keen to get my Skell, keen to explore a bit of New Los Angeles and see how good this game is, because people talk about this game a lot. They rave about this game, don't they?
Yeah, like Bryce, I think this is his favorite game on Wii U. Like, regardless of Breath of the Wild not counting.
Yep.
But yeah, he was always so hyped about it, and I never actually bought it. It came out 2015, but I remember when it was revealed in I think 2014 at that like infamously just fantastic Nintendo Direct in 2014. It was announced there. I remember when like it first got revealed, like going into the mech and like flying out over the open world. I remember being like, holy shit. Because that was when we were waiting for Nintendo to impress us with Wii U. It's been a couple of years at that point. We're like, we played New Super Mario Brothers and Zombie U and a couple of these things, but it wasn't anything that was like, all right, I kind of bought this brand new next-gen Nintendo console. Like, what are you going to show us? And it really was Xenoblade Chronicles that was just really impressive just from that opening trailer. And I got to say, even playing it today on Switch, I'm like, this is still really impressive. Just how vast that world is, and just how tall everything is. You look up in the distance, you can see like massive cliffs, and like, how the hell do I get up there and all that? Obviously, at the moment, I'm just running around on foot. So when I get to the point of being able to fly and all that, the world opens up that much more.
Yep. How much have you played? How many hours?
I think I played about 6 hours.
Okay, so a decent chunk in.
Yeah, so...
Not got a Skell yet then?
No, definitely not.
No, that's
nowhere near. It's funny because like the day it come out, I was having a rest day. About a week ago, I had a vasectomy, so I finally had a day where I was able to rest. The kids were at childcare.
Snip.
Yeah, that's right. I've had the snip. So that was like a day I was finally able to rest. So I wasn't able to heal much until that day. And Josh and I were both lucky enough to receive a code from Nintendo Australia. And so for me, I was like, well, I just want to do nothing today. And brand new game come out. And so I was able to put some time into it while the kids were away, which was really nice. I don't know if
Sorry,
I'll like... What was that? Sorry?
I'm just laughing at it, but I hope it went well, because you have to go under, don't you? You have to get.
Oh no. Yeah, they they give you some numb and stuff on your on your balls, and I was in and out 15 minutes, man.
Oh,
real
really?
quick. I got to say though, I was a little bitch. I was so scared. I do not like do not like being.
I'm squirming at the thought of you having it.
Yeah. No, I was very nervous, and as the doctor was doing his thing, he's like, "You're all right, mate." I'm like, "Yeah, just get over and done with it, please." So does it hurt? I'm like, "No, I can't feel a thing," but the idea just it makes my guts turn, even thinking back to it. But it was a pretty full on day. Like, I drove up to Adelaide. I left at 6:30, got to Adelaide, parked, walked there. Got the snip, got back to the car, and I drove back to a friend's place and just sort of sat there. I brought my PlayStation 5 and like a monitor to entertain me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And that was it. And the next day I got back in.
Well, so, I'm glad it worked out for you. That's good.
So that's the thing. Like last week, you had like a wonderful story about Japan, and like what happened to me like that week was recovering from just like fresh off a vasectomy. So I'm like, well, that's not quite as good a story.
No.
But anyway,
that's very funny though.
Yeah, hilarious, Josh. All right.
Yeah. For me.
So yeah, gave me plenty of time for Xenoblade Chronicles X, and when I go into a brand new game, I go into like, all right, I'm going to tackle it, I'm going to try and finish it. But I think for this game in particular, I'm going to I'm not going to go into it, be like, or I'm going to finish this. I think this might be a game I go into every now and again just to sort of explore because I've got a lot to learn. This is like I played 8 hours of definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles, so like that's my experience. So like, and I stopped playing that because I got stuck on a boss. So I'm like, I don't know how to beat this thing. Like I'm just sort of like walking around flailing my sword. Like I sort of a lot to learn for the combat system. So it's kind of a similar situation for this game where like, I've got a lot to learn. I'm sort of like learning it as I go, but I'm really enjoying the exploration. I've sort of early in the game you can choose a job pretty much, and my job was what I chose was just like find the towers and explore the world. Because that's kind of how I played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom was just going around activating the towers and expanding your map. Find that very satisfying. So when they did like the description for like the jobs or whatever they call them in the game, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that one. I don't know if that's the best path to go as far as like optimizing your time and experience and all that, but I kind of just want to like go around, find these points, expand the map, do some missions and challenges that I can do as I'm going around and just do it that way as I learn the battle system and things like that. But yeah, like I said, really impressive, like just the scale of the game and all of that. And to think that this is a 10-year-old game is pretty crazy. Like,
they've upscaled it a lot from what I've seen. Comparison videos, just all the textures, even with the patches that the Wii U one had. You move it around and then just looks a lot better. And so they've put a lot of great work. And I mean, it is Monolith Soft here, so we shouldn't be surprised at all. And especially with the potential, what seems like a Switch 2 upgrade there with the 60 frames per second in the coding. So, they're great at what they do. And the more games that they touch, Monolith Soft, that Nintendo releases, the better.
Can you see this game? Is this game pretty much what you're playing for the next month, or you see yourself going in between things, or just doing a little bit?
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to finish off Paranormal Sites, and then Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I need to finish because I haven't played that for nearly a couple of months now.
Yeah, because you'll go up to some like harder levels on that, like towards when you're playing it.
Levels, and then I didn't really like. We're over in Japan, and I didn't want to do it on handheld mode. I just wanted a pro controller, just so I know how that works, and do the trickier stuff on that. So that kind of I haven't played it for about a month now, I reckon, because of that.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I'll get back into it. I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic game. Really like it.
100%.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. With Xenoblade Chronicles, I sort of because there were 2 RPGs on the exact same day. There was a brand new Atelier Yumiya, but they delayed the physical release here in Australia and Europe. It seems to be like a supply chain problem or something, just from what I read. I only noticed because EB Games, like I was just going through the list of games and like the release date changed. I'm like, that's interesting. So I was only able to play the demo. I've just gone and played the demo, which is like the opening of the game, and your save file transfers to the full game once you get it. So I've just played that, and I just playing that demo. I'm like, this is so fun. This is like what I want to play. I've got to be honest. So yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. It's like another 3 weeks or something. Like 2 or 3 weeks until like the game comes out, like my pre-order for the physical edition. So I'm like, oh damn it, it kind of sucks. So
but for the best, I feel gives you some more other opportunities to play some things.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I'm sort of just jumping. I've been like I've been talking about this like over the last probably few episodes, Josh, but I've just been like a real rut when it comes to gaming. I think that just comes from just being stressed and, the house being a mess, like with like 2 young kids running around and all that. So I'm just, I think like I just need something. I needed something simple, and for like the last month or so, I've just been playing Ridge Racer 2. I haven't talked to you about this, but on PlayStation Deluxe or Premium or whatever it's called here, with the classic games, Ridge Racer 2. It's a PSP game. And I was just looking for something simple to play. Like I said, I just need something simple. And I I didn't need to make it Mario Kart or Smash Brothers or my go-to. I was like, I find something new, and a racing game for me. I just being really in the mood just to sit down, do races. So yeah, went to Ridge Racer 2, and it was absolutely exactly what I needed, and it's all I wanted to play. It's just so fun, a really great arcade racer. And Ridge Racer 2, I don't know, it's not the second game in the Ridge Racer series. It's probably like the sixth or eighth or something. I'm not an expert on Ridge Racer, but it's basically like a best of game where it's like a bunch of tracks from all of the games up to that point. And you go through like doing like these tours where like, it's just like the Grand Prix pretty much in Mario Kart. You got to try and win each race as you go along, and do it that way. And once you do all the tours in the basic, it unlocks Pro Cup. So I went along, did all of that, and on my PS5 it says like 27 hours I played this game for, which is I don't know if I actually spent that much time, but it's all I kind of played for weeks. Even though I kind of felt like I should be diving into some other story experiences, but really enjoyed it. I love Ridge Racer 2. It's one of my favorite games of the year, but I've played. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And
I liked it.
It kind of
one on 64.
Yeah. So I had a bit of a go of that. I was actually when I was at my mate's place in Adelaide, I was playing Ridge Racer 2 on my screen, and he was playing Ridge Racer 64, and it was really interesting just like looking over at his screen, seeing the differences. Because no, I haven't actually played it myself. Like I haven't actually got around to it. But I definitely should, because yeah, I'm on a big arcade racer kick, and especially Ridge Racer. I want to try and get some more copies. And I got no idea whether this is true or not. I never clicked on this video, but since I was interested in the history of Ridge Racer, like, what's this series actually, what's the order? Because Ridge Racer 2 isn't the second Ridge Racer. What's actually going on here? And there was a video saying like, title was something along the lines of like Ridge Racer 8 is going to be like a Switch launch exclusive or something like that. I'm like, Switch 2 launch exclusive? I'm like,
Switch 2, okay, yep.
I'm like, that's interesting. I'm like, that'd be sick. That would be that'd be a moment I would like pump my fist, just like the moment I'm in at the moment.
Nice, really?
Yeah, that'd be sick. A brand new Ridge Racer. We haven't had one for ages. Like I think the last one was on PS3. Apparently, Ridge Racer 7. Something like that. I don't know. Yep. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't know. I just sort of looked into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be wicked. That'd be an amazing launch window game. I'd be psyched for that. Just any arcade racer in general. We just don't get them anymore. No. Like they don't make them. Like EA was pumping out Need for Speed and Burnout and all this stuff, and now it's just like none of that. It's just like
Sega Rally. I used to love that game.
Yeah, like all of that stuff. Like, yeah, just like Sega was doing amazing stuff with like Daytona and all of that. Like,
yeah,
that'd be like, even if I got like a Ridge Racer collection or a Daytona collection or Need for Speed collection or, some of this stuff, like, it'd be awesome. Like, you can go back and play like Most Wanted and Pursuit and stuff on Switch, which I do have. There's Burnout Paradise on Switch, which is a HD remaster as well, which I've played. Yeah, which is. But yeah, just like, I don't know. There was a part. I think when they did the reboot of Most Wanted on PS3 and Xbox 360, like that was a really great open world Need for Speed game, and I was like, if they do these they were doing them every year at that point. I'm like, I'm gonna play these every year. They're so much fun. Then when the PS4 and Xbox One come out, they did. It was a Need for Speed game, and it wasn't very good. And they got worse very quickly. I'm like, okay, maybe I won't play them every year. But yeah,
demands got too high, and they just got really bad. And people went away, didn't they? So it just flopped after that.
Yeah, but it's just so much fun. Like in Ridge Racer, just the drift mechanic. So like you hit the brake, you slap on the drift, you're charging up your nitros boost. Then like you charge it up enough and you like activate it, and you don't hold it in. You just press it and it does it for a certain amount of time. And like getting that pulled off where you get it on a straight, your top speed goes up and you're able to like fly past these other cars. It's so much fun. And I played actually most of it on PlayStation Portal. I picked up a PS Portal over the last few weeks as well. And I was a little bit apprehensive about it because I'm like, I don't know if it work on my internet, because we know how my internet is. It's not that great. And I got to say, for the most part, it's kind of flawless. It's
Good.
really good. I'm like, it looks great. It's playing great. I'm sitting in bed playing like all these games, especially like when it's a PSP game. You're playing like a PSP game on your PS5, but it's in handheld. It feels right at home. It just feels awesome. Um, but it does fluctuate a little bit. Just like yesterday, I was playing Ratchet and Clank during the day, and it was fantastic. Like I couldn't ask for anything better. Then at night time, I play it, and it's like so blurry, I can like barely make out what's going on. I'm
Okay,
like,
so yeah, just time of day.
whereas other times it's been the opposite. I played it
Yeah,
during the day. I'm like, it's a bit blurry. It's not working very well. But at night time, it works beautifully. so, so,
so funny
so I'm
how it
not quite
changes like
sure.
that. Yeah,
Not quite sure. Maybe the cloud's in the wrong spot or something. I don't know what's happening, but I'm really happy with it. It's been actually like my go-to handheld, to be honest with you. I sort of pick it up, press the PlayStation button, my PS5 boots up, and I'm just playing, which is great. And that's kind of like the
great.
main reason I got it, because I do remote play with my Steam Deck, but there's like a little bit more friction in between it. You sort of go to the app, you got to turn it on, just a little bit more where I just need sort of like I want to play. The kids are entertained for 5 minutes playing with their toys. Pick it up, beep, turn it on, and just have it go. So I've been really enjoying the PlayStation Portal. It's been great, and yeah,
That's good. That's great.
yeah,
It's yeah, like the same concerns I had with the Australian internet and whether it would work. But yeah,
mm,
there's definitely times where you want that bit more Switch experience. We don't do a lot of portable gaming outside of the house, so if you're still inside, then it's perfect for that. And if there's something on the TV you want to watch, then hey presto, there it is.
yeah. I got the black one. That's the sort of tipping point of what made me get it. Where I'm like, they announced the Midnight Collection for like controllers and all this other shit over at PlayStation Land, and I'm like, oh, that black looks nice. So got the black one. And yeah, I'm happy with
Yeah,
it. I made
I
sure
love.
that I unboxed it very carefully, and I kept the receipt in case it was going straight back the next day. But no, I was very impressed with it. So anyway, anybody else who's on the fence about it, just will it work? I don't know. Mine worked, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if my internet can. It can get a lot worse actually, but it's definitely not the best setup. It's just like a stock router that came with like, my internet provider as well. So I don't have any
yeah,
fancy setup. It's just
no,
very straightforward. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I've
it's
been
good.
playing. A lot of Ridge Racer. I started Xenoblade Chronicles. Um, I guess I briefly touched on Atelier. Really like Atelier Yumia. Um, it's very much like a open world game which plays on what Ryza 3 did a couple of years ago. I didn't really like how Ryza 3 went from like a more of a linear open world game or open zone game to a open world game. It just felt bloated and too big. Whereas this game, like, there's always something to do. Like, there's always something to level up or items to collect. Just like side quests popping up. The story seems pretty cool so far. Nothing like crazy, but the Atelier series, it's always like about the characters and just like their bond together and all of that, just their interaction rather than like the overarching story. So yeah, I'm really excited to jump into more. I was like considering, do I just get it digitally? I'm like, no. We wait. Um,
That's good.
I sort of
Patient.
had I checked Koei Tecmo's Twitter, and I'm like, did they put out like review codes for this game? And like I found like a link for a Google form to fill out. I don't think I'll get one. It's too late, and I'm only a small boy, so
You might get
prob-
it.
probably
You know.
not. But yeah, I would love to talk about and cover the game more, and I'm very excited about it. And no, it's their fault they delayed the goddamn game. Those silly. I don't know whether it
Hey,
was
you
just
don't know
like
till you ask, man.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, we'll see if I talk about it sooner than the 11th because that's when the copy will come in. But yeah, apart from that, I started Ratchet and Clank, like the PlayStation 4 game, yesterday as well. And I needed something just simple, just like a straightforward story, shoot stuff, upgrade guns. I needed something just like that. In between, just like learning Xenoblade and doing that. So that's my sort of chill out relaxing game, if you will, to play. So yeah, I'll looking forward to getting more into that. It's crazy how good the game still looks. Like it came out 2016, and to think like the game's like 9 years old. I was like, what? Like, this game's gorgeous. And even comparing it to like was it Rift Apart on PlayStation 5? They just don't look as furry. Like as like the fur doesn't look as real. But apart from that, like it looks absolutely amazing, which is cool. But it's crazy that like games that are 10 years old still look amazing. Like, you know, even like Xenoblade Chronicles X, you look at that game, it looks like, you know, still so impressive. With a bit of a touch up they did with the definitive edition and all of that. We definitely can't call 10-year-old games retro anymore. It doesn't feel right. You know.
Yeah. What is it? 15 years?
Yeah, I'd say at least 15.
20, definitely.
So I'm just thinking, yeah, 15. Because that's like 2010. I guess 2010 is retro.
I mean, collecting for Wii U, I feel is retro, even though that stopped 8 years ago. It's you know, one of those things.
Yeah, I guess you'd say like
feel
not the last system, but the system before. I guess you'd call that retro. Like,
yeah, Wii's definitely retro now.
oh, Wii, yeah, definitely. But I'm just saying, like, you know, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Wii. Yeah. Yeah, because if we're gonna start calling like a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One game retro, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to think.
Yeah,
Josh.
I don't even know if we're really fully into PlayStation 5 yet with the lack of games. Xbox Series S and X. It's it still feels like the generations beforehand are still the big ones you think about. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's also like, you know, those generations that just continued on, like it doesn't really matter really. It all plays on the same console and they get boosts, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. And I wonder if that would be the same thing with the Switch. Like, do we just look at Switch and Switch 2 kind of similarly? Like, if we go into a shop and we see Switch as opposed to Switch 2 on a box, do we sort of blink an eye? Because at the moment, if you want to go and get a PlayStation 5 game and it says PS4 on the box, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, especially if it's like I guess the last thing I bought for PS4 would be like the Capcom Marvel Fighting Collection, and that was only on PS4. It didn't have a PS5 release, but does it matter? Like for that type of game?
No,
So,
not really.
yeah. So when we get the same thing for Switch and it's not on Switch 2, it's like, well, it doesn't really need the boost of a Switch 2.
Maybe,
like it's fine. Yeah.
Depends what features the Switch 2 has that we don't know about yet, or if there's
Yeah, it
something
might
that's
get-
really fundamentally like
That's right.
game changer. But yeah, we don't know.
Might get
we
to
will
use
soon
the
know.
mouse for, I don't know, the Fighting Collection on Switch 2. Big click, click, clack, and
We
clacking.
don't know.
Yeah. I guess I also want to share this, Josh. I want to share this with you too. This is my little my customs Pro controller that I've put a custom shell on, nice red glossy shell, and I've put some GameCube sticks on it too, with the hexagonal gate for the sticks too. So it's like the Wii, like the GameCube controller. So I can do a bit of a rotate. Ooh, a bit of ASMR. The first thing I did for this was test Super Smash Brothers. Obviously, the GameCube controls what you want to play, and man, I absolutely love having like this stick and like the hexagonal gate and the C stick for Smash Brothers. And I actually installed like clicky triggers as well for the triggers and the bumpers, so you can hear little mouse clicks, and that feels so good. Like using like the grab and shield and that, just like poof straight away.
Yeah, nice.
And it took way longer to build than I thought. So what actually happened is I went to like a pawn shop in town, and I got a real cheap Pro controller. So like, you know, all I needed was the insides. So got it for $35. I'm like, cool, I'm ahead.
Nice.
You know, don't have to get a $100 controller or go to EB Games and get it for $80 or whatever. I'm ahead. So it was pretty gross, pretty whatever. But you know, the sticks, the buttons, all of that stuff, the shell wasn't going to be used. I just needed the insides.
Yes.
So I went to open it up, and first screw came out fine. The second screw, just on like the bottom of the handle here, would not. It was stuck. It was so stuck, Josh. it was so stuck, and like no matter what I did, it just like fucked the screw, threaded the screw. So I was out there like with a hammer trying to smash off the fucking handle. Like it was it was
So
no
what, you
good.
had to break it. So did you make it yourself, or you sent it off for someone to do?
No, no, I ordered the shell, and
Yeah.
I would just put it together myself. I just had to
Okay.
take take it apart, and
Yeah.
the hardest bit was just like doing these triggers, because like when I put it together, like one trigger was stuck down, the other bumper was stuck down, and like it's a lot of fiddling and pushing, and like I played Smash Brothers, and like the shield gets stuck on, and I kind of like had to wear it in a little bit and just muck around with it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's at the point now where none of that happens. But with this other controller, man, I had to like smash it apart, and it actually like ended up like breaking where like the screw goes in, where it threaded.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. So I couldn't use that one. It's pretty much just spare parts in like a Ziploc bag at the moment. So I actually ended up going into like one of my. I've got two other Pro controllers that are in boxes because I don't use them. One's a Monster Hunter Rise controller. The other one was a Splatoon 3 controller. And I had a look on eBay, like, are these expensive controllers? And yes, they are. You probably go and get them for like...
Which Splatoon 3 one? So
Yeah, Splatoon 3 and Monster Hunter Rise had like a special edition controller with like the gold monster on it. But I had a look at the prices on eBay, like, do I want to destroy these controllers? Or do I just want to sell them? Because I don't use them. They're in the boxes. And I sort of like did a bit of quick math in my head, like, should I go and get another controller from EB Games for $80 and sell this controller? Like, am I that far ahead? Like, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to ended up taking apart the Monster Hunter Rise controller. I've still got everything from it. I just used the insides of it. And that one came apart no problem because it probably wasn't owned by a crack dealer. I assume that's where like a lot of these things like going into these pawn shops, dude. Like I'm in there looking at like the old games and things, and the people in there, man, who are like trading in God knows what. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to take that money straight to the drug shop. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like there's some people in there who I can barely tell are human. I'm like, holy shit, you are
real caked up ones.
Yeah.
Pro controllers. I'm like, there's always a story. Like, do I want to know? Like, Drew, $35 is very cheap for a controller. Like it had to be pretty bad.
Yeah, he had 45 on it, like the bloke who runs the shop. I'm like, oh, can you do better on this? He's like, yeah, Ken, what are you thinking? I'm like, 35. I'm like, how low could I have gone? He said, yeah, that seems fair. But I'm like, how low could I have gone?
Yeah. He seemed pretty, sounds like he was pretty good with that.
So there was nothing wrong with the controller. He actually like plugged it into his computer and did like a calibration and button test. You showed me everything. It worked fine. It's just, yeah, man, like that screw was just fucking wedged right in. It was crazy. It was like, and even afterwards, like it was broken, it was whatever. But then I got pliers onto the screw and another pliers onto like the plastic it was wedged into, and it still wouldn't fucking come over. And I'm like, shit.
God.
So yeah, that was I guess $35 down the drain in the end.
Yeah,
which sucks, but it is what it is. I've got the controller, so yeah, it's kind of just like my Smash controller or Mario Sunshine, whatever other GameCube games I can play on Switch, which is kind of cool. Yeah, really happy with it. Really sort of unique kind of a controller. I'm really happy with. Like I said, especially for Smash.
Cool. I love it. It's cool mix of the GameCube and Switch Pro controllers. But the C stick, why'd you choose a C stick? You still don't regret that yellow C stick addition to the
No. I mean, for like if I'm playing my Switch and I'm like, all right, I'm going to play, I don't know, Splatoon. Yeah, like you're thinking, like everyone out there's thinking, like, oh, C stick probably not the best for doing that. But when I made this thing, I really had in mind playing GameCube games or Smash Brothers, mainly Smash Brothers, obviously. Like that was like my main thing for this controller. Like I've got another one that I made. I did another shell swap of my my first Pro controller that I got on launch day with my Switch, and that's just a black shell with the original sticks and still with like these clicky triggers. So that's like a normal Switch controller, pretty much. So I'll play with that one, and when I do Smash, I'll probably play with this one, which is cool too.
Yeah.
I guess just a PSA for people too. If you've got like a launch day Pro controller, I took apart my Pro controller. My battery was fucking expanded as shit. Like it was fat. So I ordered a brand new battery and chucked it in. So yeah, just PSA, I guess.
I have to check mine.
Yeah, the
Did it still work fine? You had no like
yeah,
knowledge.
no problems at all. It's just like I took it out, but that's fat. she was big. So yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. When I took it apart, oh shit.
Yeah, does it? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to maybe check.
And I think too, when I was looking around on Amazon, it uses the same battery as the 3DS, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing battery.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, best battery life on any controller.
Oh, it's just
Fantastic.
unreal. And then every time I use my PS5, I'm like, oh god, this sucks.
Yeah. Literally the complete opposite. The worst battery. Yeah. Oh man. It's funny. I was thinking to myself though, like I've put all this effort into these controllers, and then like, yeah, switch to Pro controller. Be like, all right, I'll just be using that anyway.
Yep, correct.
Which is fine. You know, I'll get a couple of months of enjoyment out of it, and
We'll see. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, who knows? They might even not even bother changing the controls. I think they will.
I think they will. I think just.
I hope they will. To be honest, I hope they will because I do want like a couple of extra things like improved or like more advanced rumble. Like the HD rumble's cool, but having something more in line with what the PS5 does would be pretty wicked.
100%.
I would love a headphone jack. That'd be great. Not for.
Don't know if they'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually at the point now where I've got like a good Bluetooth headset that I use on Switch and PS5 and PC.
Yeah.
So I'm okay, but I was definitely like when I was just using a normal pair of headphones, I was using it like on everything else, but I couldn't use it on Switch. That was kind of frustrating. But all I had to do was get a really expensive headset, and I'm fine. That's all I had to do, you know. Instead of them just offering the feature, I just had to.
That was always their plan. Just buy some more expensive shit instead.
Yeah, well, Nintendo didn't do a good job at that because it was a PlayStation headset that works on Switch for whatever reason. But yeah, anyway, I waffled on long enough. Thank you for everyone else for entertaining me with that.
No, you're all good.
Yeah. I've had fun. I've been tinkering. I've been playing.
Yeah, it looks awesome, that controller. It's great. Yeah,
no, thanks. Yeah, so I guess my plan is to tackle more Xenoblade Chronicles and play through Ratchet and Clank, I guess.
Get through that. I've got to get through X. Yep, try and smash out as much as I can. This weekend's looking a little quieter, so I'll be able to do a bit more, which would be great.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I wish every day was a resting from a vasectomy kind of day, you know.
You can switch it back on and then switch back off with a vasectomy. So just keep going in and out, man.
Just go back for another one. He's like, "What are you doing here again, dude?"
Reverse them. Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's true.
I didn't think they were that easy. I thought you had to go under anaesthetic and wake up a few hours later. So there you go.
No, he just gave me local.
Yep.
Into the site, into the zone, and yeah, it was awful though. They're like I don't want to make it sound worse. It's fine, but I was just I do not like being touched, especially
around there,
especially where they had to. And
yep,
yeah, I want to avoid getting TMI for the audience, but you know, I didn't like it. I had my phone up, so this is just like I was borderline hyperventilating.
Oh.
I was like, I got to watch something on YouTube. So I was watching YouTube. I was holding my phone up, watching YouTube. Then there was a bit there where like it felt a bit tight, like real uncomfortable. I bit my phone. He's like I bit my phone, like oh.
You could feel stuff.
Hey,
you could feel stuff.
No, I couldn't. It was just like I said, I don't get too TMI, but it's just like an uncomfortable tightness where it's like, ugh.
Where? How? You said you can't feel stuff unless it's
the balls, Josh. The balls. That's where.
Aren't working, man.
Not my neck. Not my cheeks. Anyway, we got 2 TMI. Sorry, everyone.
I asked.
Josh asked, blame him. All right. Speaking of asking, Josh, I'm going to ask you. I'd like to hear about the rest of your trip, but we didn't get to last week. So
Mm.
we got your trip to Nintendo World at Universal Studios, which I'm very excited to hear about, and anything else as well. I think that's probably the main thing, but um, anything that
Yeah, I
you
think
forgot
yeah,
about?
the last big thing for sure. And uh, this was towards the end of the trip in Osaka. We didn't really like Osaka, but this was like the one thing, like, we've got Super Nintendo World coming up, we've got Universal Studios Japan coming up. So um, we set up a bit of a game plan and wanted to make sure we didn't do what we did in Disneyland, because we kind of stuffed that up because we kind of
Oh,
just
what'd you
got
do?
there and like, oh, where do we go? And we didn't really know where to go. And we kind of went to like, stumbled upon Tomorrowland, went to a Baymax ride and lined up for 80 minutes just to get on this ride. And it's not that great of a ride. And then we worked out in line that there were these things where you could get express passes because Disneyland was celebrating the 40th anniversary or something. And we got onto it way too late, redeemed them way too late, and only could use one of them in the end. But people had been using them for hours at that stage by the time we worked it out. So yeah, we just didn't look into Disneyland enough because we're not, it's not really, not big into Disney. We attended, but we could have had such a better time. And we redeemed in the afternoon when we devised a bit of a plan. So
Mm.
we're like, yep, it's not going to happen for us with Universal. We're going to like get there on time. We're going to work out all the nooks and crannies and make the most of the day. And that is effectively what happened. So we got off at the crack of dawn and made sure to get there at 15 past 6 in the morning. So 6:15 in the morning. Took some trains to get there. The train was full already. So many people on the train getting to Universal. And then once people got off the train, the shuffle began. People were like trying to get to the front of the line, trying to get to Universal. There was a bit of like a 500-meter shuffle to get there. Um, and we're shuffling as well, so we're overtaking people, and we were able to be pretty close to the front of the line. So we did pretty well because people just kept flowing in, and by like 6:30, the line to get through security had just sort of tapered around a corner, and like they were like 100 meters down the road from where we were. So we're in a good spot. So we felt pretty good about it. Um, they officially say the park opens at 8, but we got there at 6:15, and I think 6:45 or so they started letting people through security. So that was moving. We had our tickets ready, so that was great. And then once people got through security, they ran again. They ran to the turnstiles where the tickets get scanned, and so that just happens. And we did the same thing. We like ran where we could, and we got to the next stage, which was the lines to scan your ticket to get into the park officially. After that, so I think we held that place at least. We might have been able to jump a few spots, but not much. And yeah, we saw all the staff members get into the actual park. We saw more and more people come in behind us. And like we attended on a Wednesday, and it's like winter on a Wednesday. It's a bit of a coldish day, but it would get to a comfortable like 17 degrees or something later in the day. So it was a pretty good day overall to go. But it was midweek, so it shouldn't have been peak busy. Wasn't school holidays, nothing like that. There weren't a lot of kids around at all. So I think
Yeah, so
overall it worked out to be a good time to go
yeah, you could only imagine school holidays, summer
on a weekend. Just
on
how
a
busy it
weekend. Oh
could
my god.
get. Yeah, and so this was busy, but I knew this wasn't the busiest it could get. Um, but yeah, we knew because to get into Super Nintendo World, you either have to get there straight away in the morning, or on the app you have to select a timed entry to get in at a certain time. And so you can only do that timed entry on the day. So when you buy your tickets, if you're going to USJ, like if you buy them a month or so before you actually go, don't freak out about you not being able to get an area time ticket, whatever it's called, when you buy the tickets. That happens on the actual day you attend USJ. So I felt that was not clearly communicated when I was buying tickets in January. I was freaking out a little, but so that worked out. So we had some plans. I'm like, okay, if we're going to run, but if we can't get there, we're going to keep checking our apps and book a time ticket to get there later in the day, whatever. But yeah, we got our phones ready, all this QR codes ready to go. We got scanned in, and we started to bolt. And Super Nintendo World is not close to the entrance of Universal Studios Japan. It's about a kilometer away, I'd
Oh,
say.
God.
And so people are running to try and get to the spot here.
Oh, this is
Um,
your moment to shine, dude.
yeah, I'm well qualified for this.
Mr. Runner.
Sadly, because mentioned last week we got a bit sick, and so I
Oh,
was good at this stage. I'd pretty much gotten over it. I was probably still a little blocked up, but just like I felt like yeah, I'm over it. Michaela was a few days behind me, and she didn't feel great that day, so she really rallied and made sure she could move and help us get there. But when we got in, I went for it, and everyone's running in the same direction as well. It was like I kind of like that was one of my favorite moments of the whole day. Just like 'cause everyone's scrambling to get there. I'm just laughing. This is so ridiculous. Like everyone's
yeah.
trying to do the same thing right now. Part of the fun. So I start running. A lot of Universal Japan staff have these do not run signs, and so they try to hold them up, get people to not run. And if they see people running, they like push the sign forward a bit and direct it towards you, like stop running. And I felt it stopped me a little bit. I'd sort of shuffle a little if they were like really looking at me. But once
Just
they're
pang
out
and
of
walk past them.
ear
And then you
sight,
keep running again.
yeah, once I couldn't see them anymore, I'm like running again, bolting. I think Michaela was the same, but um, it felt like a big run. And so towards the end, I was able to overtake people because people had decided I'll just walk at a brisk pace or we're just slowly, we'll get there now. I was able to keep going and managed to get to the warp pipe of Super Nintendo World. And I'm like, good. So we're in and we haven't been blocked off, having to line up to wait for entry. So we got there early enough, waited for Michaela. She wasn't too far behind me. And then we walked in. So walk through that warp pipe that makes the sound and the transition as you go through Peach's castle, and then you go to the actual Super Nintendo world there, and it's so cool, man. It's just like everything moving around and full of life all at once. I got a bit emotional actually, just sort of looking at it all. Like, oh, here we are, actually, like finally here to experience and enjoy it. So that was a cool moment being there with Michaela and just sort of looking around and soaking it all in, which lasted about 10, 15 seconds because we did that. Then like, we have to keep going. We have to keep going because I'm like, we have to get to Donkey Kong Country. I'm like, dragging Michaela, like, it's this way. And so we keep running because we knew that I knew that the Minecart Madness ride was going to be the most popular spot, that Donkey Kong Country was going to be the crazy spot for the day. So we ran to that, and then we lined up for the Minecart Madness ride. And the line wasn't too bad. We thought it was big at that stage because we knew everyone was trying to get there. But upon reflection and seeing how that line went throughout the whole day, you could track line wait time to lines for certain rides. That was easily the most busy, most popular ride that day. And it got to like 220 minutes at one stage. You'd have to wait nearly 4 hours just to ride it. It took us 40 minutes in the end to line up and get on the ride. So a lot more manageable. And it just got busier as the day wore on. So we made the right call to get there straight away and do that first. They've done a really good job of like decorating the Golden Temple that you line up in. There's some cool like Donkey Kong references. You got Cranky Kong and Squawks, some amazing animatronics. Just like it's in Japanese, but they're effectively telling you like the Tiki Tak tribe have taken the golden banana, and we need your help to get the banana back, that kind of thing. But that's all happening while you line up. There's some cool art on the walls, like mural mosaic kind of stuff, like showcasing the original Donkey Kong game. There's like Pikmin hidden around that you got to look for. They've done a great job to sort of add a bit more. Like lines suck, and you're going to be doing them a lot at theme parks. Here's it's a little bit of some things to look at and enjoy while you wait for the ride. So,
what music's playing in the Donkey Kong area while you're waiting? I
think there was a little bit. It wasn't too obvious though, but
okay.
Yeah. it flew by, and which was great, which was really good. And so we got to the ride eventually, and it's 4 people per minecart. There was a group of about 6, I reckon, Japanese boy like university students. So we were with 2 of them, and they were full of energy. They were great. And then we told them we were from Australia, and they found that so fascinating, asking us a couple of questions. But so we shared a cart with them, and you hop on, and it's effectively like a level from Donkey Kong Country when you're in the minecart, which I always have found to be like the funnest levels in the games. And so it's all about misdirection, a lot of jumping around, like, oh, like, shit, I'm gonna hit this, or no, you don't at the last second. It's the ride's like been designed and made so well to sort of like make the most and really sort of tap into that vibe of those levels. And it's like obviously hard to describe without experiencing it for yourself. But yeah, there's times where you think you're gonna crash somewhere, and then you don't, and then you see like the broken rails, and like, oh, we're gonna fall, and you sort of like something happens at the last second, going between tracks. Bit of 4D wetness at one stage as well, and see a lot of the normal characters that you would in the Donkey Kong Country game. So.
Is it something like a young kid can go on, or is it like a bit more of like a?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is. Yeah.
It's it's in terms of like a pure roller coaster, it's pretty mild, but in terms of misdirection, and that's where the sort of like the fun is. And if you're a big fan of the games, you're gonna like recognize that and know that. And there's definitely some dips and turns and things like that, but it's like not too crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix.
I remember like a movie world here in Australia, like the Scooby-Doo Spook House or whatever it's called. But just what you're describing in my head, it reminds me of that, where it's like, it's all dark, and well, obviously the Donkey Kong probably one isn't dark, but it sort of fakes you out where the dips are, where like the track's actually leading, stuff like that. And like, young kids can go on that, but it can be like, pretty.
And that's a fun ride too, the Scooby-Doo one. So I would definitely think it's similar vibes for sure.
Yeah, no, cool. Yeah, like how long's the Donkey Kong area been open? Because we were talking about it. Opened up late last year,
December last year.
December, yeah.
They'd only
I remember
been, like,
talking
3
about
months by the time we got there. So very brand new still. The area is smaller than I thought it would be. So, but it does a great job to make Super Nintendo World, including that now, feel like a really big area. Lots to do. Just added enough stuff to sort of, really beef it out. And now it's got a bit more of a roller coaster ride to it, which I think it definitely needed. But in the Donkey Kong Country area, there was like the bongo drums. And so we did that while afterwards to get Rambi to emerge out of a crate. And then people were lining up for minecart madness, and there'd been a few people in front of us for the bongo line who couldn't get the rhythm right and couldn't get Rambi out, but Kayla and I got it first go, and then
of course you did.
Rambi the Rhino emerges, and there's a big cheer, like, someone finally did it, and that was very fun. But the power-up bands are a must if you're going, and you have to you don't have to pay for them because they cost like 50 Australian dollars, probably low 50s. So it's not cheap, and you get to keep them obviously. But if you're bringing a family and everyone's getting a power band, that's potentially $200 of extra expense for something that you would like to think would be a bit cheaper or maybe included. I don't know.
Yeah. So what does that give you? Like the ability to like do the coin stuff and all that? Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, so it's effectively like an NFC chip in it. And so it's like a walk-in amiibo. And so you'd use it to tap things around the park of Super Nintendo World and Donkey Kong Country. And so if you got the Universal Studios Japan app, there's a section in it dedicated to Super Nintendo World. And there's a whole bunch of challenges. And effectively, this power-up band means like this Super Nintendo area is gamified. And so you got things to look out for, to scan, and effectively like achievements and things you can do to collect coins and achievements as you look through the park. And so you're kind of like looking for extra things. Like in Donkey Kong Country, they got the KONG Kong letters that you got to find.
Mhm.
And finding them effectively means you get your power up band and you scan. There'll be a circular um, thing below it. For Donkey Kong, it was the DK symbol. But in Super Nintendo area, it was the Mario's M. You just put your band against it. It would make a little sound. There'd be some lights that would flash, and so you knew that that would scan. Then if you checked your phone straight after that, an achievement would pop up. One of the things would happen. You get some coins, and you'd get scored from that. So, um, it like optional, like I said, but definitely adds to your experience of that world.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I had some good fun. We both had some good fun. I chose Donkey Kong for my band, and Michaela obviously chose Toad. But yeah, we're just sort of like we're on the lookout for extra things now, and you do them as you're punching coin blocks, brick blocks. Um, there was an area where like you've just finished the minecart mayhem, and you got to choose the bonus at the end in the barrel. It does the the roulette. Where you're gonna need a balloon, bananas, or the DK symbol, and you tap your band at the right time to see what you got. So that was really cool. So it was really immersive. Like, you've played the games. This is like the immersive real life experience you're getting right now of completing a level. So yeah, I loved it, man. It was just so great, so greatly done. All the way from like the Donkey Kong's house, to like even like the food there. I had like the Donkey Kong Crush Sundae, whatever it was. I didn't have the hot dog. We went to Canopio's Toad's Cafe for food, but I got the desserts Sunday later on, which was really great, and I got to keep. You paid a bit extra for a mug that it came in,
Oh,
so I got a Donkey Kong
hell yeah.
mug.
I thought you were about
Very
to say,
cool.
like, oh, I kept a burger. You got this moldy burger still.
Here's the moldy wrapper with the DK logo on it. No, this is a lot
Yeah.
more permanent and very cool looking.
Yeah, sweet, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So you had Funkies flying by as a merchandise store. I bought a cool Donkey Kong Country T-shirt. Another T-shirt. That was my last T-shirt of the whole, like 6 or 7, I reckon, by the end of it.
I'll do the same.
Get them in rotation now, and that was effectively it for Donkey Kong Country. It's a pretty, yeah, like I said, it's a pretty small area, but it's got enough there to sort of really beef up the whole world. So yeah, after that we did Bowser's Castle for the Mario Kart Challenge, which we lined up for, and I didn't like. I've purposely always not wanted to know what the ride's about, just because I didn't want to get spoiled, and I thought I know enough of what the outside looks like. I don't want to know specifics about that ride, and so I was kind of hoping it'd be a bit more of a speedy, like roller coastery kind of game. But then it was a bit more like you're not moving that fast at times, and you're sort of drifting a bit, and it's a bit of a like it's a game, and so you're trying to rack up a high score, and it makes total sense for what Nintendo's trying to do, and Mario Kart and everything like that. It just wasn't fast, and I think I got a little disappointed when I did the ride, and like it's cool because you got to put on like a visor, and it's like augmented reality kind of stuff that you see through the visor that is interacting with the actual real world that you're in at the time as you're driving around. And it does a really good job to sort of recreate like some cool tracks from the Mario Kart universe all the way to like, not just Bowser's Castle, but like a cool Rainbow Road segment as well. So there's some great moments in it. And if you really look at the details, there's a lot. There is definitely a lot. But yeah, I think I was just like set on maybe a fast, like hot lap kind of Mario Kart experience, and we could go really fast. And I think you're like in a real life go kart, but
Yeah.
slightly different.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. Like when Nintendo's making this thing, it's kind of even more so within their games. It's hard to make an attraction like this go from brand new fans, 5-year-olds, all the way up to people in their 50s or 60s or whatever. Like
That's right.
like lifelong Nintendo fans. It's you can't really have best of both worlds. So I think probably honestly like the best way to go is just make an amazing place for for mainly kids.
Yeah, correct. That's right. You get the families in, get the kids in, and that is 100% the way to do it, and that's the way Nintendo's always done it. It's a fun game though, and yeah, you do it again. I did very badly in it, and I think Michaela outscored everyone on um, her ride. We did a single riders line for that one because we had to try and get the ride squeezed in before our booking at Canopio's Cafe. So we weren't in the same cart together, but she won hers, and I came equal last in mine, so I didn't quite gel with it. But yeah, like totally understand the direction they went with it. The other one was Yoshi's Adventure, and this was a very like it was a baby ride, but you got to see a nice view of Super Nintendo World. Like you're going very slow, but you're up nice and high. And you got to see like a really great view of the actual park. So there was a bit of a like you got to match the different colored Yoshi eggs and press a button on your ride as you did it. We didn't really see much like many things change or score from doing it, so I don't know if it did anything, but we got some achievements on our bands for wearing them at least or something, and there were things to tap and go as you lined up and waited to get onto it. But I kind of knew what to expect in that Yoshi ride a bit more, so I wasn't disappointed or anything like that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like for you, I'd imagine, and me whenever I go, it's very much just taking in the sights, the sounds, the smells. I don't know what the smells were. They're probably probably not all that great.
Nothing I remember. So
Yeah.
yeah, all
Wasn't
fine
just
there.
like kids nappies and just whatever
No,
from.
nothing like that. Yeah, there weren't a lot of kids that day, thankfully.
Yeah,
Like kids, but like babies, because yeah, they don't know at school. But yeah, kids were pretty non-existent there.
yeah. No, sounds great. Like you said, you getting emotional about. I can see me doing the same thing. Like
Yeah,
walking through
oh, you would, I
Peach's
think.
castle on the way in, because don't they have like a Mario 64 paintings, like the levels?
They do, and
Like
they change
Christ, like
depending on your angle. Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna hit me with that straight away,
yeah, correct.
and yeah, going into it, that'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, and it was. You just look around everywhere, and there's stuff moving, like the actual animatronics in all these Japan theme parks. It's just unreal. To see, the stacked Goombas moving back and forth, the Shy Guys up and down, Koopa Troopers, coins spinning around. This place was full of life, and actually, you felt like you were actually there in a way, which I don't think I've ever experienced in a park before. Like I think the closest I've felt was Harry Potter World in Universal in LA and the Harry Potter area here in USJ. We went to that again, and it's a cut and paste same layout as the one I went to in LA, but they do such a great job at capturing what it would be like to live in that area or to feel like you're actually a wizard or a witch for that day. In the Hogsmeade area, and then the Hogwarts Castle as well, and that ride's the Forbidden Journey's unreal too. So, but this Super Nintendo World is just so much to do, so much to see. You're just looking around all the time. Your head's in the sky, soaking it all in. So, yeah, super cool. If you get the power band, you can do the extra things. Like there was a whole section at the top there where we could do some extra games to get some keys. And if you got 3 keys, you could then face Bowser Jr. in an extra cool game to try and defeat him with a whole bunch of people at the same time. So we spent some time doing that, playing the games. You had to like time some power blocks to get a shell to go up a pipe to reach the key. Then there was a sleeping piranha plant that you had to try and get the key from, and so there was alarm clocks trying to turn them off. And then some other cool 1-2 themed underground levels that you were playing through and trying to defuse a bomb and rebuild some things as you did that. So it was super fun, super cool. The Universal Creative team working with Nintendo did a phenomenal job at that place. I loved it. It was just a really magical. Like we spent over half of our day just in Super Nintendo World and Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, we were there from the opening to like I reckon 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Sorry, so like 7:15 to 1 p.m. and then we decided to do the rest of the park after that. So we were there till like, was it 9 p.m. it closed, or maybe a bit 9:30 or something like that. But yeah, we had a massive mammoth day of just roller coasters and rides after that, and lots of lines. We did lots of lines after that. But phenomenal day. Like, and the flying dinosaur at Jurassic Park. That's an amazing ride. You're getting strapped in, and your harness is the only thing keeping you from falling. So you kind of
Oh God.
like I'm seated now, but imagine being rotated 90 degrees forward and facing the ground like that, and then you kind of get flown around.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Right. The start's freaky because you're slowly going up the ramp, then after that you're flying around, and it's
Just
great.
hanging.
So good. Such a great ride.
It's funny because, like you say about the rest of the park, I'm like, oh yeah, there's the rest, isn't there? Like, yeah, it's just absolutely massive.
That's right. There's the Jurassic Park area, the Harry Potter area, the Forbidden Journey ride's unreal. I've done that before in LA, but loved doing that again.
I'd
It was
be
all in
sad.
Japanese though, so I didn't know, like, if you don't know the story, or you don't know what they're saying, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but I remember vaguely the first time.
I'd feel sad leaving the
English.
Nintendo area, but all right, bye bye. Like, I like Jurassic Park and all this stuff, but obviously, like, I don't have the same like love for it as I do like the beeps and bops of a Nintendo world.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah.
guess I think I would. Well, all right, I need a fast roller coaster, but I'll go and look for one,
yeah.
whatever property it is.
Yeah, I think we did it well because we went to the Nintendo area first, and then we looked at the app and realized we could go back again if we got a timed entry ticket.
Yeah.
So we got for one for like 7:30 at night or something, and I think it was the last time you could get in. But then we waited so long for the Hollywood Dream roller coaster that we missed it. But then we literally had half an hour before the park closed. We thought, what if we just go to Super Nintendo World now? They might just let us in. It might be at capacity or under capacity. And sure enough, that was the case. And so we got to go in one last time. And that was the last thing we did. So we spent the first half of the day there, did all the other things, and we came back at the end. And that was really good because it was at night time, so it looked a bit different.
Yeah, that'd look sick all lit up. I could imagine.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when I got my Donkey Kong Sundae. So I finally got the mug doing that, and I bought the T-shirt. I'm like, do I get it? Do I not get it? Then I'm like, no, I just want to get it.
Your $80 T-shirt or whatever they charged.
Yeah, not quite that much.
No.
Like $50 or something. And
50,
then,
yeah.
Michaela got one or two extra things at the end, and got some popcorn. And we just kind of sat there a bit, and we just kind of looked at everything. So it was just like a nice little way to soak it all in that last time, because a lot of people stayed to the end, but a lot of people had left by that stage to make their way home.
Those kids are fucking puffed.
We were destroyed by the end of the day. It was a huge day.
Yeah.
We got up so early. We were up for like, I don't know, nearly 20 hours. It must have been like 18 hours or so. Crazy.
Yeah. It's tough on the body too, like standing at very least, then walking, then
Yeah.
maybe for like the more extreme rides, like your adrenaline's just getting pumped into you like again and again, and dopamine's getting thrown everywhere. Like, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
And then the last ride we did, the Hollywood Dream, like every ride we'd been on beforehand had an estimated wait time, but then it was never that time. It was always like, if it said 90 minutes, it always turned out to be like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So we saw Hollywood Dream and it said 2 hours. And I thought, okay, it will be maybe 90 minutes or a bit less. And so we got onto it, but it was actually 2 hours.
Oh,
And
no,
so
it nailed it.
It was the one, like, all the other rides throughout the day had been quicker, but this one was exactly what it said. And it was the longest ride we had to wait for, and we were pretty wrecked by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
that last half an hour sucked. We're just like, do we really want to go on this? Like, but then we didn't think there was anything else really open at that stage we could go to, so we kind of like, we just got to stick it out. It was a great ride, at least, and we got to listen to, like, you could choose your song. Before the ride officially started, and then
That's cool.
Michaela had a Taylor Swift option, so we
So she
both
took
chose
it.
that one.
Yeah.
And I think she was a little nervous before the start of the ride, but that helped to quell the fear. So that was very funny.
What Taylor Swift song did she choose?
I can't remember now.
No,
Get back to you.
you're a fake Taylor Swift fan. I'll let Michaela know.
Yeah, well, yeah, correct. She'll be able to tell you straight away. I'll ask her later and let you know. But yeah, such a cool day, and like Universal Studios, I think so much better than Disneyland. I just really like Universal as a brand. You don't really know, but the things they own or things the brands they work with, the brands are great, and you can create some really cool worlds within it.
Yeah.
Like there was a cool area for Jaws, like this sort of like rustic by the water, you know, sea captain shanty kind of town vibe that they created for this 50, 60-year-old movie Jaws. It was very cool. So they're able to create those worlds and really immerse yourself in it, which is I think something I don't think Disneyland does as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where like being a Disney fans, it has a lot of parallels to being a Nintendo fan, where it is like
Oh, for
these
sure.
whimsical, cartoony
Yeah,
characters that been around like for a long time since our
yeah,
childhood. And if you don't understand, if you don't get it, if you're not in that, it's harder to understand and get why it's so special. So I don't know how much of a Disney fan you are or you aren't, but maybe it's got something to
I
do with
like it
that too.
fine. I like the Pixar films, but yeah, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
not sort of
I'm the
not on
same.
Nintendo levels or anything like that.
I'm the same because like when
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, we're redoing the Lion King," I'm like, "I love the Lion King, but
don't know what
I
you're
don't
doing
know
it.
if I need that." But I
Yeah,
must admit, I had no idea they were doing a live action Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, and I got a YouTube ad for it the other day. I'm, oh, they're doing Lilo and Stitch. I'm like, this looks
really,
funny.
live action.
Yeah, live action Lilo and Stitch. That's a
What's that
movie
gonna work
like,
with Stitch?
yeah. I mean, it's not a real Stitch. Stitch,
Oh,
Stitch
please
isn't real.
get some
It,
genetics going.
he's CG'd and the aliens are CG'd into it. But I'm like, that's kind of
That'd
cool.
be cool. That'd be cool. But yeah,
So that's a
I love
movie
Lilo
like
and Stitch, but
that
yeah,
came out smack bang when we were kids. So
yeah,
Lion King came out the year we were born, so
yes,
missed it by a little bit. But yeah, I love
yes,
Toy Story and all that stuff, but
yeah. Monsters Inc. is our favorite film, Pixar film.
oh, nice, yeah,
So we had like Sully and Scully and Mike Wazowski hats on,
yeah.
walking around. So that was great.
And we're pretty big into Disney now because like Lucas loves the Cars movies and
Yeah,
a few other things too. It's actually good because I went to an op shop and I got like all three Cars movies, got like I don't know 2 or 3 Toy Story movies. I got like the whole set
oh,
for like
you don't
16
have Disney
bucks.
Plus, yeah?
Pardon?
You don't have Disney Plus.
Don't let Disney hear this, but I'm using a friend's account. That's right. Touch wood. I'm touching wood, everybody. But the idea is like, I don't really want to rely on that. Like, if the kids want to watch something, I don't want to. If the internet was down the other day and the DVDs come in clutch, so I was happy about
Yeah,
that.
true. Yeah,
And
fair.
even more to the point, say during this, this is a little bit cheeky on my behalf, but say during the day, they're like, oh, the kids want to watch a movie. I put it on the DVD so they're not using the internet, and I can use the PS Portal without it affecting that.
Yeah, smart. Smart. All right, you got your reasons. That's
Yeah.
fair.
And also, I've been on a, like you and the audience know, I've been on a massive kick just for physical media, especially when it comes to games. And when I've been going to these op shops hunting for games, I'm like coming across DVDs. I'm like, I just have like a real sort of desire just to go back to physical media, have our own collection that the kids like to watch and that I like to watch. And Netflix is great just for like I want to watch it, but I'm not going to rely on it. It's not going to be my be all end all. I'll still have my own collection that I find over time, and it won't
Yeah.
cost me that much either. It's actually cheaper just to go and get 16 movies and own them forever. And especially with the kids, they just watch the same shit again and again. So yeah, because I found this the other day. I've got it on my desk. It's like a 4K Blu-ray of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Got
Yeah.
it for $1. I'm like,
Oh.
fucking all right.
Dollar.
Yeah, because the DVDs, the 4K Blu-rays, the Blu-rays are all priced $1. I'm like, cool.
So cheap. People don't want them.
Yeah, people don't want them, but I'm sort of like, don't know. I'm happy to have a little DVD collection again. I don't want to go crazy, but especially
For
especially
$1.
especially the
Why
kids
not?
stuff where it's just like, because if Disney Plus like if they clamp down on what's it called, like not sharing subscriptions, I don't want to go and get a $20 subscription a month to watch Cars again and again. So we're going to get it for $3 for the trilogy and call it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you wouldn't believe it, Josh. On Netflix, Shrek left Netflix. And Netflix was like, and Lucas was like, Shrek? Can I watch Shrek? I'm like, oh, no, you can't. Sorry. So
Sorry.
you got upset about it,
Oh,
and I'm like, mate, this isn't me saying to you can't watch Shrek. This is me saying to you, champ, that Netflix no longer has the licensing for Shrek to air it on their service, and as a part of our subscription, Shrek is no longer included. Therefore, we can no longer stream it on our TV via Netflix. That's what I'm telling you. But he didn't quite understand.
That makes total sense. He should be able to understand that. Surely.
He didn't quite get it.
No.
He just thought Dad was being mean and not letting him watch the big green man on the TV. The best I could do was go to YouTube and write Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life and let him watch that.
Did that help?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know what that is by
Parody
chance?
song thing.
The what, sorry?
The parody song thing.
I tell you what, after the podcast, go to YouTube, write Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life.
I have seen it. I've just forgotten. Yeah.
No, you don't forget that, Josh. Anybody that knows what I'm talking about, you don't forget that. You can watch it right now, have a live reaction to it if you like, Josh.
No, I'm not watching that. I know what it is. Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, I would not let Lucas watch that. My son watch that. Just anybody out there like, what the fuck, Drew? But yeah. Your Japan trip, Josh. Anything else you'd like to touch on?
I can't remember what I talked about last week. I said a Nintendo museum.
Nintendo museum, shopping, pickups, the what's it called? The Pokemon centers. You did do the Nintendo stores.
Site,
What was that?
Paranormal site. Did I talk about that?
No, you didn't. No. Tell us about your adventures there.
Yeah. So, talked about it on the show a little, just how much I've been playing that and enjoying it. But yeah, this is my chance, because we decided to play this game, didn't we, Drew, after we saw a list of some top Switch games. We both didn't recognize this game. Like, okay, let's pick it up in a sale. And that was like 2 days later, it came on sale. So we picked it up, started playing it, and then I just got a bit like, wow, this is amazing, because I'm looking through the location and the setting of the game, and then I realized, shit, it's like set exactly where I booked accommodation in Tokyo. And this is a game, it's a visual novel kind of game that's set in 1980s Tokyo in Sumida, which is a part of Tokyo to the east. And that's where I booked our accommodation for a honeymoon. We were staying for a few days. And so my whole experience with this game has been a little surreal and out of this world in a way. And I'm like, okay, this is really cool. I'm going to go to Tokyo here, to Sumida, or Honjo is another name for the bigger, wider area that's called, and I'm going to visit a couple of the locations. And so Michaela was sick from having some dairy accidentally the day before, so there was a morning that I had a bit of free time that presented itself, and I got the chance to go to Kinchibori Park, which is where the first part of the game sort of set. And I went to the park, and I felt like I'd already been there, Drew. It was incredibly weird and
wow,
odd. So I was there, and I recreated like a 360 panoramic movement that you do in this game, because you stay fixed in your spot and you move around, and your control stick, you go up and down, and it's a big panoramic kind of feel and look to it. And you get jump scares every now and then, or you just things you notice in the distance. And it's a visual novel kind of game, so you're kind of interacting, pressing, what does this mean? What does this mean? So yeah, I recreated that, and I was just in that same spot. So it was, I don't know, for a lot of games where you play them to sort of escape reality and think of other things, this was like, okay, it's the other way. I've played this game, and now I'm here in real life, and it feels like I was actually there to experience it. So very cool moment, and a little eerie for a game that's set on cursing others with curse stones and killing others to collect soul dregs to hopefully resurrect someone and bring them back to life. It was a little bit spooky, but cool at the same time. So that was one of the weirder moments I had. I just visited a random park, but it just meant a lot more for me because I knew that there was a game that had set some of itself upon that park.
You should have really immersed yourself in the experience, gone there at midnight, sat on the park bench, and just got your Switch out and started playing. That
Nope.
like talk about immersion. Like, oh, I'm in the game. I'm here. I'm in this place that I've never been to before. But
Yeah,
you could
you
have like got your phone out and live streamed it too. Just made
could
people
have
think, oh, I'm playing the game from the place that it's based in.
actually based. Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt we never felt in danger when we were in Japan, but that might have been the one time. So definitely not. Yeah, did not want to go there after dark. That place. So 10 a.m. in the morning was the perfect time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm a scaredy cat, so I'd be the same. I think.
Yeah. But there was some other spots like the Rogoku Bridge. There was a bowl there, a monument there, and then the former Yasuda Gardens, which are some beautiful gardens as well. So there was some other cool things to sort of look through and see in the area, which was just extra like cool and weird because obviously I had not booked the accommodation with any of this in mind, but just happened to be in the right spot to enjoy it all.
And you weren't killed,
It wasn't
so there's
help.
that.
Yeah.
You
So
see, I
have
thought
you played it at all, Drew? Have you started it?
I haven't, and
Drew.
that's largely just been like while you're away. I've just been in that rut where it's just like, I just want to play Ridge Racer. Like I don't want to have to don't have to read or think or anything. I just want to
That's
fucking
fair.
play this game. But yeah, I should. I said I would. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
filthy liar, Josh.
Yep, this is a Splatoon 3 side order all over again.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I just won't bully you this time, that's all.
Yeah. Oh well. But it's something I want to do though. It's not like
Yeah, you'll love it. It's really great. Really great. Yeah, a bit more like immersive and done in a different way to EMEO. A bit more of a modern taste to it. I wouldn't say it's better or anything. It's just different. That's all.
How far are you into it?
I'm near the end. I think I've done one of the endings now, and there's some other things I can do to finish it off.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
I'm at that stage. So I think I've got a couple hours at least left.
Yep. How long do you reckon you've been playing it?
11, 12 hours, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah. So about how long to beat predicted? Pretty much.
I read 13 hours is typically the time to.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty much spot on. Yep.
I've been a bit slower, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No. I've got so many things I want to play, and I just paralyze myself and play nothing.
Yeah, so I played a lot of it on Shinkansen's bullet trains, just in between places. I was got in the mood. It was a good time to do it, but I haven't played it since I come home. So yeah, I'll fix that.
Yeah. It won't feel the same playing it in not the country
Okay, correct.
of
I don't
Japan
think it will.
anymore. You know.
Yes.
In Australia, it's just not as immersive. I need to play my games where they're based. Then you'll be, so yeah. Whenever you want to play the new Mario coming up, whatever, it's like you got to go back to Nintendo World, play it there. You know, you need
Right,
the
get
surroundings.
immersed. Yeah, because there's not a lot of games set in Australia, firstly, but then also South Australia or Adelaide. Yeah,
No, I
doesn't exist.
think there's a Storm Boy game based on the book.
KO, the kangaroo, whatever. he's
KO the
called.
kangaroo. Yeah, I don't know where that's based, but there's a kangaroo. So
Kangaroos. I'm just assuming Australia.
I actually want to play that KO the kangaroo. It looks like fun when it got like that remaster.
Finding Nemo
Yeah, that's right. Finding Nemo.
is a video game.
Yeah, gonna play that the GameCube.
Yep.
I've like out of all like when I was putting together my collection of GameCube ROMs, Finding Nemo was one of them. Like, yeah, hell yeah, like a console from when that was like a brand new movie. Oh, I want to play that for nostalgia, definitely.
Yep. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Yeah. It just reminds me of like I think it was at the Adelaide Toy Fair last year, Josh, when we were both there. Was like a box copy of Finding Nemo on Game Boy Advance. So who's spending the big bucks to get this?
You didn't know, did you? You didn't get that one.
No, I don't need a box
You
copy of
thought about
Finding Nemo. Yeah, it's just like you put it in like an acrylic case, like little boxed, mint condition, Finding Nemo, Game Boy Advance. Like, don't know.
Maybe. Is it an actually good game? I just don't know.
I don't know. It could be great. I'm just judging because it's a movie title, and a lot of the time they're not.
Well, they were great back in the day. Some of them, 20 years ago, they just don't happen these days.
Nah.
You just can't line up a movie and a video game to occur at the same time anymore.
Yeah.
Just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was sort of like back at like on like Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3. It's like sort of when you saw most of it. Um, like the Activision Spider-Man games, they were coming out with like the Amazing Spider-Man, the Deadpool game, which is like really expensive now. I don't think that was alongside the Deadpool movies though, but that's like a sought after game now, and it's so weird because I remember when that game come out and like the reviews were just like it's not very good. Now it's like, oh, $100 for this game, please, or however much it is. It's pretty expensive. So it's like, no,
Expensive. God.
yeah, but yeah. Anything else you'd like to touch on, Josh, before we skid on out of here on our little go karts, like Mario would himself?
I think the last thing was we did get a chance to go see Nintendo HQ, the original one in Kyoto.
Oh, yeah, you didn't touch on this. Yeah, I've only
Yeah.
seen the photos you posted.
So we got to
When you
get
shook Miyamoto's hand, didn't you?
yeah, pretty much. No,
Pretty much. Oh, wow.
he still lives there. Under the
He
couch.
lives on the
But,
roof.
So this was the original HQ of Nintendo, where they were originally founded in the 19th or 1800s, and it has been turned into a hotel and a restaurant. Thought about or looked into staying there a night, but it's an incredibly expensive hotel.
Yeah.
And so it's just way too much money. But I could spend a small fortune to have a dinner there. So we took Michaela out for a date night there. I didn't surprise her at the last second. Oh, this is also Nintendo's HQ. She knew it was Nintendo's original headquarters to begin with. But
Is it just a normal restaurant and like accommodation, or is it like a little bit Nintendo themed, or what's the?
It's a complex, and so we went to the main building that I recognized, and we thought the restaurant would be in there. And then that was the hotel bit, and then we kind of got told to. So they pointed at the door to leave, and then we're kind of like, "Oh, we're getting kicked out here." But then we followed them, and we had to leave the building to get to the restaurant, which was accessible. Like we had to walk about like 60, 80 meters down the road, down the complex to where the restaurant portion was. And so we entered it via that way, and that's where the restaurant was in there. But we later found out this was all Nintendo, what they had owned originally. And so we were just in a different section of the headquarters, if that made sense. So it was a very fancy dinner and very nice. Like we did like a whole feed me thing. And so we've got like lots of little courses and like a pairing with the drinks. And so we've got paired wines with what we're having. I had been sick a few days beforehand, and so I wasn't really feeling drinking or alcohol. I was ready. I could eat at that stage, thankfully, because I think 2 days prior I wasn't really eating at all. So at least I could enjoy the food. Just the wine just wasn't quite going down well for me. So I got to enjoy half of it at least. But it was still nice, and there were a few very well-off people in there we're overhearing conversations with, so it felt like we were kind of in a special spot. But then once the meal was done, we got to walk within the complex back to the hotel section and got a little mini tour of one of the rooms, one of the front rooms, where they had some models of what the actual building and the headquarters looks like now. And apparently Nintendo only sold it about 10 years ago to the buyers here who've done it up into a hotel and the restaurant. So Nintendo just had their original headquarters for years and didn't really do much with it, really. They kind of maintained it, paid to maintain the building, but that was about it. So they sold it and would have made some good coin on it. And then this group or the buyers come in and sort of... there's some subtle things to Nintendo, like it's not obvious. There's a plaque at the front that shows it. This was Nintendo's HQ, the signs of it all. But beyond that, if you don't really know, you wouldn't like. You could just stay at this very expensive hotel and just think it's just a very expensive hotel in Kyoto. But yeah, I got a little postcard of the place. Very nicely got this little tour from one of the hotel workers as we paid for our meals. But it was we had a really great time actually. It was just cool just to be there where they were just making Hanafuda cards, playing cards back in the day originally before they obviously delved into toys and electronics and video games after that later on. But this is where it all started, which was very cool.
Yeah, I could only imagine like it would be cool just to sit there and think about it. Like this is where like a lot of this stuff actually started. Where like it all feels so far away when like you're at home, you're back here in Australia, and like when you're actually like close to it, you see the building and you think about like your favorite games or whatever. Like when you go past like their current building, you posted a video of like you going past in the train,
Yes.
and like you sort of look at it, it's like in there is like some crazy shit going on right
So
now.
much stuff happening there right now.
Just right now, like
Yep.
holy crap, they're like
It's all happening right there. So that was great to see.
they're
We
probably
didn't
doing
go any closer.
overtime on like some
Yeah.
amazing games we do not know about, and some we may not know about for another few years. I dare say into the Switch 2's
There's
life.
Switch 2's in there, I'm sure. There's
I dare say, yeah.
the Mario Kart's pretty well done in there. The 3D Mario would be pretty well close to completion in there, surely. And some other, yeah, that's right. We might have gone past the day they've just finally decided to what's their next go at making a new game in a series we haven't heard about or a long-standing series, something like that. Yeah, so many cool things happening there right now.
Yeah. Oh man, it's exciting
That's great.
stuff.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Did so many Nintendo things, and so many other non-Nintendo things, but it was just an unreal few weeks. We just did so much. It was great.
So when do you reckon you'll go back? Will you go back before I go there for the first time? That's the next question. I'm gonna say probably yes.
I think it's my favorite country I've been to, so I'd definitely love to go again. And there's still areas we haven't been to that I'd love to try out. I'm always one of those people that are like, oh, there's other countries I haven't been to first though, so we'll go there again eventually. And we've got some friends who love to just mainly go to Japan, so might do a group trip with them or something like that. But yeah, we're keen to like Canada and Italy, Spain, some other European spots maybe. But it will be. We will go back again, definitely.
Yeah, cool. That sounds great.
Yeah. When are you going?
Don't know. So my idea for travel right now is not to do it with two small kids. Sounds like a nightmare.
Don't be those parents. Yeah.
Sounds like a nightmare. And whether we do it when they're old enough or we handball them to the grandparents and we do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Chantel's she really wants to travel. I'm more of a home bod. I was like, oh god, no, sounds too hard, no, that type of thing. But I enjoy it once I get going.
Yeah, you'd love it.
Yeah. Like for me, Japan's like the place I want to go to the most.
Yes.
Just because it's so different to what we experience here, and obviously my love for all like nerd stuff and Nintendo and everything.
Yeah.
I'll get a massive kick out of that. But
and you will.
I think she's just keen to go anywhere at this point because it's been so long for traveling. So yeah, I think don't know, it'd be cool. Had an opportunity when I was younger. My friend said, "Oh, do you want to come with me?" And I said no because I'm such a homebody. I'm like, no. I don't know where I was. Yeah, I don't know where I was when like financially and all that too. I can't remember, but I could have done it. No responsibilities or anything. Like
yeah,
could have done it then. But it is what it is. We look back on these things and we say, should have done it, could have done it.
Yeah, it's all right. There's always opportunities later on as well.
That's right. I'm not dead yet.
Amen.
Still got an opportunity. But yeah. So Josh, Switch 2 next week. You excited?
Can't wait. It's when we say the wait's like kind of been quick, it also hasn't been quick. And I'm so glad I took my break when I did, because trying to do my show during this period would have been a little tough and would have gotten a bit experimental. But it's been quiet. So yeah, ready for this next phase. I think everyone else is as well.
Yeah,
Keen to know what they're going in store for us.
It's going to be great. As far as doing the House of Mario, Josh, should we do a normal recording Monday night, or should we leave it, or should we do a normal recording then do a pickup like
well, I think
bonus
we're
episode or
definitely
something?
keen to do one Wednesday night, Thursday morning, aren't we?
I mean, we're going to want to talk, Josh. We're going to
Yeah,
we're going to want to get together and talk about
episode
it.
like we did last time for the original Switch 2 reveal.
Yeah.
So I'm good either way. We can do both.
Yeah, we do both.
Or just one. I don't mind.
Okay. We'll see how we go. I'm not opposed to doing one Monday, just because I don't want to wait those extra couple of days to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know? Could I just pick up the phone and give you
a Switch 1?
What was that?
There might be a direct this week for Switch 1.
Yeah, that's right. Spreading those rumors.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I haven't been on Twitter, so I honestly don't know about the rumors, but I don't believe them. Why would they? I don't understand why they do it the week before. That sounds a bit silly. They sort of want to build up the
claim. They could have done it in February, couldn't they? Yeah, I don't get it.
There'd be no way. Like if I was on the marketing team, there'd be no way in hell I'd do it. Like no, we're building up the hype for this one. Why are we gonna pop the balloon a little bit earlier? Not for the Switch, not that what they'll do at a Switch 1 Direct would probably be that exciting at this point. But you never know. Kid Icarus, they got to announce Kid Icarus Uprising remake somewhere. So wherever they do it, whether they do it this week or the following week, I'm not opposed to it. I need it for my fantasy critic. She's been counterpicked. She's locked in.
Yes. Yep.
So it's going to happen sometime, Josh. Sakurai needs to bless me.
Yes, it's going to happen.
Thanks. I hope it comes true. But to everybody, thank you very much for listening to this episode of The House of Mario, episode 306. If you enjoyed the show, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go over to my YouTube channel, check out the video, leave a comment. Really appreciate it. Let us know what you think about the show. And if you got to this point, leave us the hashtag Thom Josh's Japan trip. There you go. That's a nice long one. Thom Josh's Japan trip. We got all the details out of him now, and I'm not jealous, but I'm happy for him. Sounds like he had a fantastic time, and I'm looking forward to my time to shine in Japan as well. It's going to be fun. And of course, go and check out the latest episode of Nintendvania, where Josh breaks down his Japan trip with his wife Michaela. Get her point of view as well, and
details as well.
She can say how sick she was, for example. How sick was Michaela really? Only she can know. Josh can't know. She can get
pretty bad too. Don't worry. We've got both had our turns.
Gave it to each other.
Yep.
Josh gave it to her. It's all Josh's fault, everyone.
It is, yeah. I'm not going to dispute that. Yep. Everyone was sick there, though, in Japan. Oh, man. It was just confidence sneezing everywhere. It's just a matter of time, honestly.
Yeah. Who are you going to blame? The what group of tourists are you going to blame that brought it over? Probably the English,
Maybe.
Like people from the UK.
Yeah, the Japanese, they were so nice to the Japanese. Everyone was so nice. It was just, so civilized. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, not civilized like here. We're just drinking beer, burping and farting all day, just bopping around town.
It was like
just
despite the first day I came back. So, I knew I was home after
that. You're like, wonderful, I'm home.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah,
so good.
But all right, that's enough. Thanks for joining us, everyone. But until next time, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. Catch you later.